Good morning. This is John Labman coming to you from Hollycong, Pennsylvania, in eastern Pennsylvania. And today is December 6th, 2024. It's about 10:30 in the morning here. Time to make another video because it's been a week since I made the last one. I was away last week celebrating Thanksgiving with family in the south of the United States. So to locate me in space and time, there I've just done it. And I hope you're well wherever you are. And today I want to talk more about how much our thoughts plague us and take us out of the actual moment-to-moment experience of reality. And one of the areas which we struggle with the most is social anxiety. And I describe this as all of your thoughts about others, what others are saying, thinking, and doing when you're not with them. And usually our minds go to, what are they saying, thinking, and doing about me, right? I mean, let's face it, the mind, the left brain at any rate, is mostly generating thoughts about a self. It doesn't really exist, but about a self that is now concerned about how others perceive it. So when we look at this category of thought, all of my thoughts about others, I think of it as the second ring in my model, the three-ring circus of your mind. It's a big old ring in the middle. And in it, we have kind of all of our thoughts about other people, what they're saying, thinking, and doing when they're not with us. And the problem with our thoughts about others and what they're saying, thinking, and doing when they're not with us is that they are summarily and totally false. What, you say? Come on, that can't be true. That can't be the case. I mean, all my thoughts about what other people are doing are false? Yes. Do you have any experience about what other people are doing, saying, or thinking right now? No, what you have is not based in your senses, it's nonsense, okay? My favorite new word, as you know, nonsense. I don't know what my partner is doing right now, allegedly teaching a Pilates class, but I don't absolutely know because I'm not watching the teaching going on. So, the main focus of today's talk, however, is that what we do with our thoughts about other people is that we get frightened that other people won't like us or don't like us, or that other people are doing things that will harm us. All of that creates anxiety, anger, sadness, and all of it's based on, I'm just going to say it, lies. You don't really know what anybody's saying, thinking, or doing. You barely know what you're saying, thinking, or doing because nobody's ever trained you to notice what you think about yourself even. So you wonder perhaps, how does this relate to social anxiety? Because most people that I've talked to and worked with have a lot of social anxiety. They walk into a room and they're afraid of the other people in the room. Well, that's a two-part problem. And the first part is just a very natural animal response to anybody else new who's seen as a potential threat. So there's a little extra adrenaline that's going to run in your system simply because you're with new people and you don't have any experience of them. But that doesn't mean that they're thinking bad things about you or that they're going to have a bad opinion about you, which is a prediction about the future. And really what happens when we go into a room full of strangers is we take our own negative, worst thoughts about ourselves and we stick them into the heads of everybody else in the room. And if I'm thinking today, oh my gosh, I look so big in this oversized alpaca sweatshirt, will people think that I'm fat, sloppy, and ugly? Since I'm right now thinking I'm fat, sloppy, and ugly, well, not really, but I'm pretending that I do think that about myself at the moment. But what I'll do when I go into a room thinking that I'm feeling fat, sloppy, and ugly is I will worry that everybody else in the room will think that I'm fat, sloppy, and ugly. In other words, I'll take my own judgment about myself and multiply it by the number of people in the room and assume that they're thinking that terrible stuff about me that's gone through my own mind. And guess what? You're doing the same. And it's the major source of social anxiety. It is true that you'll have a little extra adrenaline when you go into a room full of strangers, but that's just a basic animal response. We make that far worse because that basic animal response will go away in about 10 minutes, maybe 20, as we get to know the people and realize there's no danger there. What doesn't go away if we allow it to stay in our minds is that we're worried about those judgments that other people are going to have about us. And if we continue to believe that they're judging us the way we're judging us, we're going to be anxious the entire time we're there, and we're likely going to have a miserable time. So I just want to share this little snippet. It's come out of many, many years of observing my own behavior and the behavior of thousands of clients and students that I've worked with over 25 years. So all of your thoughts about other people, what they're saying, thinking, and doing, whether that's related to you or unrelated to you, are false. The only way you can know about what they're doing is if you ask them or if you're there with them observing them. Anything else is going to create unnecessary suffering for you. And so when you notice those thoughts coming up in your mind, just call them out as lies or irrational or exaggerated or however you want to language it, and let yourself know you can relax about that. It's not really true. And if there's any adrenaline left about these other people, especially if you're in a room full of new people, just realize that's a natural animal response. And adrenaline really diminishes within about 20 minutes in our bodies. So with a few minutes of nervousness, if you will, or anxiety, if you don't add a story about what everybody's thinking, you will calm down and you might actually enjoy yourself. And wouldn't that be wonderful? So this is a little talk about the thoughts that I consider in Circle 2 of the three-ring circus model of your mind. Circle 1, remember, is all your thoughts about self. Circle 2 is all your thoughts about others. Circle 3 is all your thoughts about the future. So I've done a little about Circle 2 today. I hope you can put this to use and lower the unnecessary suffering in your life. It's done me a world of good, even though I'm a PTSD trauma survivor and I've got lots of extra anxiety in my system. So I know it can do most of you a lot of good too. That's all for today. Have a wonderful day and evening and weekend since it's Friday. Blessings to you all and love from me in Eastern Pennsylvania.